Hello booktube, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my favourite video to film of the month. Now, I've got my Christmas card on, I've got the Christmas tree on in the background, it has been up since November 1st. I have a lovely hot drink that I've just made in my Christmas mug. I would love to tell you it's a really nice cosy hot chocolate or coffee. It's not, it's a lemon sip and honey. And so if you know me in the real world, not just on YouTube, you'll know that as soon as I get an inkling of feeling poorly, lemon sips were to go. So much so that I've recently moved to Liverpool to do my masters, as I'm sure you guys are aware of, and I left my previous job and I drink lemon sip that much when I'm feeling poorly. They actually got me a box of lemon sip, so that's it, thanks to them. So thanks guys. So yeah, let's get into the video. Today we're going to be picking 8 prompts out of my TBR jar, which actually is a really cute little cut with a little face on it. So yeah, 8 prompts. I wanted to go to 10 prompts. However, these couple of books plus a few more on my Kindle are actually prepped ready for videos for December because I've got a very busy December, so I started already like thinking about the books I'm going to pick. So if I can get those books into my TBR somewhere, then maybe we'll up it to 10. If not, we will continue with 8 books, and then it gives me a bit more scope to read a bit more because I've read lots this month and actually I'm even less busy next month. I know I've got a busy December coming up in terms of weekends, but I finish uni this week coming up, so I'm currently filming the week before you see this, so I finish uni before December starts, so that should then give me an extra couple of evenings to get some bits, like do some more reading, as well as not having to rush around all the time. So yeah, hoping to read a bit more in December. But let's start by picking prompt number 1. Now I'm hoping it's a bit easier this time to pick the prompts out because I need to get a bigger jar basically. Right, prompt number 1 is, don't know if you can see that, male author. Okay, let me have a look at which ones I can get in. Okay, so I have 2 books that I'm going to be picking from in this video. I do have 3 John Grisham books, which is a male author. Now, I'm not sure if you would have seen my wrap up from last month, but I read his book last month. I can't remember the name of it, but I read one of his books last month and I just didn't enjoy it. And I think, I'm not sure if it's his writing style, I don't think it is. I read some of the reviews online of the book and they were saying how this story in general for them was hard to get into. And so I think it might just be that story in general. However, I want to give it a little bit more of a break before I try and pick up a John Grisham book. If, say this month I'm in the mood to read one of them and I want to pick one up, or something else happens and I pick one up, that's fine. However, for now, I'm not going to be choosing from one of his books. So, I've got Homecoming by Lud Goldie. I've not heard much about this. Reading the back, it says that Yvonne tries to keep her demons buried and focus on moving forward. Her guilt is always with her and weighs heavily on her heart. Kiyama has to grow up without a mother, and while there is so much he remembers about her, there's still plenty he doesn't know, and there's only one person who can fill in the gaps. So Kiyama seeks Yvonne out and asks her to come with him to Kenya, the place that holds the answers to his questions. She knows she can't refuse, and this one act sets in motion unravelling of the past that no one is ready for. I actually bought this book on Audible with one of my free trial credits because I thought this isn't my normal style, and I envisioned this book being quite difficult to read and get into, and so I have it on Audible, so that is kind of swaying me a little bit. But I've also got Sectioned, A Life Interrupted by John O'Donoghue. So it's about this man who's been to Calabria Mental Hospital for 4 months before given an ECT. That was when he was 16. So that was the day he went down for it, wearing his striped hospital dressing gown and yellow pyjamas, and he'd been given the last rites. So it's about his time being sectioned. He's been sectioned 5 times, in and out of asylums, homeless hostels, squatting on the streets. He nearly hit the end of the road, but then almost overnight, my life turned around. So this is a non-fiction story about John O'Donoghue and how him being sectioned and his life and how he turned it around. So I think this one's going to be really, really interesting. And actually, I do need to read this one for one of my videos coming out in December. So again, in the hopes that I can get I think it's 4 books that I've got lined up. I've got them written down. Let me have a look. 4 books I've got added on, because I've already started reading some of the books for the videos that I think I'm going to add this one on. So book number 1, sectioned, I Like Interrupted. Like I say, if I can get these 4 books on my 8-book TBR, then I will pick 10. So that is an incentive. So prompt number 2. Having my books in author title is great when I'm looking for books, but when I'm trying to put them back after picking them up for TBR videos, it's so annoying. Prompt number 2 is oldest publication date. Now, I think I might get Goodreads after this, which I film on my phone, so my Goodreads is going to have to be up on my laptop. But I saw Ellen Catherine do this on her Goodreads, and she has all of her physical TBR books on her Goodreads, and so I'm going to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it for my physical books and for my Kindle books, and just see which one is the oldest publication date out of the 2. I reckon it would be a physical book, because most of my Kindle books are books that I want to get to because they've been released recently or on KU and stuff like that, so I don't tend to read old books on Kindle. However, a lot of my physical books, which are the oldest publication dates, I have had for a long time. My worry is that it's going to be a John Grisham book, because they're relatively old. Looking at it, I'm thinking maybe John Grisham, maybe No One Saw It Coming. I do have a KU book that I've got physically at home that I think been out for a while, so it might be that one. So let's have a look on my books, and if I just go and want to read this, all my books, and then I will have a look. Okay, so a few of these are unknown published dates, so I won't go with them. Actually, the oldest book that is published on here, so a few of them, like I say, a few of them have come up with, not sure how much you can see, a few of them have come up with unknown published dates, but the oldest book that has a known published date on here is The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren This is a book that I've been wanting to get to for quite a while. So I've seen the film. Most people, I can imagine, have seen the film. So if you haven't, it's about this girl called Andrea. She gets a job in a fashion magazine in New York, however is not very fashionable herself, and so it's about her journey. Her boss, which is Miranda Priestley, is notorious for being like a really strict, tough boss to work for, and so it's kind of your cliche rom-com story. I say rom-com, it's not really rom-com, I think it's more lit fic, but it's like a cliche 2000 film that they follow the similar sort of lines, and yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I'm excited to see how this compares to the film as well, and I do think this will be quite an easy read coming towards like when I'm getting a little bit busier on the weekends, where I've got family and stuff coming up to visit me, that I can kind of pick it up here and there, and the text looks quite nice as well. So great. Book number 2, however, not one of the books that I need to read for my videos. So book number 2. Okay, prompt number 3. What's this one? Less than 300 pages. Right, again, I'm going to use Goodreads because it's easier using Goodreads for things like this when you have books on my Kindle as well. Okay, so again, it's sorted by number of pages. Some of them are unknown, which one's an arc read that I need to get to, but I know it's quite a long page, and one's Heartstopper Volume 6, which actually isn't out yet. Then we have the Throne of Glass prequels, which I've not started the Throne of Glass series, nor do I own them, so I'm not going to get into those. And then the next one we've got is Killjoy, which is the prequel for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'll insert a picture here. That sounds like a good one to go for, because I'm currently reading the Good Girl's Guide to Murder book 2, so Good Girl Bad Blood. So getting the prequel on there won't be too bad. It's another one to tick off the series, so that is another one added on. Perfect. Right, prompt, and it's short, it's only 130 pages, so I can probably smash that out quite quickly. Prompt number 4. Kindle TBR book. Brilliant, because I have 2 books out of the remaining 3 that I want to read by the end of the month that are on my Kindle, and they're Kindle TBR books. Now, one of them is the Chestnut Springs book, which I think is a little bit cheating because I do own a physical copy back home. However, the arc that I said about at the start of the pages one, the Serenade of Kings, it's the second book in the Galilean Quartet book. The Prelude of Fire has just come out, so go and grab it now. It's on Kindle Unlimited and it's indie published. The author is absolutely lovely. I've had quite a few conversations with her on Instagram, and she's so lovely, and she was so supportive of me doing my first ARC read with her, as well as an ARC read for fantasy. So you'll probably notice from a lot of my TBRs and a lot of my reading videos, I don't read a lot of fantasy. It's a genre that if my best friend had her way, I would read all the time. However, I don't. And so being sent these 2 ARCs has actually been really special to me. And this ARC I was meant to read back in August, and I never got around to it. And I keep apologising to her and being like, I'm so sorry. So yeah, book number 4 on my TBR will be Serenade of Kings, which is the second book in the Galilean Quartet series. Okay, so prompt number 5. We've only got 2 more books to add on for my TBR, monthly TBR. So, book with love in the title. It's so annoying because this book needs to go on, and it's in the P.S. I Love You series. It's a sequel to P.S. I Love You, but not the one. Okay, so we've got 3 options for this. We have 2 quite popular BookTok books. So you've got the Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain, and then you also have the Love Detective. I think I'm going to rule out the Love Detective purely because it is starting a new series. Now, as you will see from my series videos, I'm in the middle of quite a few. So although it's only a duology, and that would be good to get another one that ticked off, I'm not going to start that right now. So I'm going to pick either the Love Hypothesis or the Love on the Brain. I don't know that much about either of these books. I know that they're STEM romances. I know that Ali Hazelwood is renowned for being a great writer. So I'm kind of excited to go into both of them. And I think I'm going to go into the Love Hypothesis first, as I know this one's been out slightly longer, I believe. It was one of the first ones to be released. And so I will stick to the Love Hypothesis. And as it's so popular, I'm not going to go into the synopsis of this on here. And also because it's so popular, I don't know a lot about it, so I want to go in still quite blind. So that'd be really good. That's book number 5. Okay, time for prompt number 6. Okay, so it ends in an even number of pages. Let's have a look. Because I really want to pick out 10 prompts. I love picking out the prompts. So we're stopping at the end of the epilogue, because I read all the epilogues. 383. Oh, the other one that I need to read is one of the Chestnut Springs series. Kindle edition, yeah, 496 pages. Brilliant. So I'm going to put on Powerless by Elsie Silver for book number 6 of my TBR this month. Oh, I've only got 1 more book to add on to the series, so it's looking likely that I might be able to pick 10 prompts because they're so exciting. Okay, next prompt is female author. You know what it's going to be. It's going to be Postscript by Cecilia Ahern. It has to be. That means now I can pick 10 prompts. Honestly, it's got the bookmark in there, it's ready to go. I'm very excited to pick this one up. I loved book 1, flew through it, and very excited to see what happens next. If you don't know much about book 1, I don't really want to go into this one because it is very much continuing on from the story. So book 1 is all about a lady called Holly, who's just lost her husband to cancer. And before he passed away, he made a joke with friends and family that he was going to leave her, because he's going to leave her a list because she was quite forgetful. I leave her a list of things to do in order to carry on with life as normal. Now, she didn't realise she had sent her letters, and each month she opened up a new letter with a new thing to do. And so book one, you follow each of the letters, and you get to the end of the letters and you see her kind of blossom into a new woman and go through those stages of grief, which is really nice. You have some hints of romance in there. You get to see great side characters who are really supportive. And so the next book is just continuing on with that story. I'm not too sure of the plot line of this next book, because the first book, I think if you wanted to read it as a standalone, it does wrap it up quite nicely. However, there is a sequel to it, so I'm really excited to get into that one. Okay, so we've now picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books out of our 10, because I've got all my video books on there. Okay, your next book, longest book. Are we joking? Are we joking? What's really frustrating as well is I am currently midway through the After We Fell by Anna Todd, which would have been perfect for this prompt because it is massive. So, number of pages, let's have a look. Oh, I filtered by Chestnut Springs again. Let's have a look. Go back to my want to read. And I think, yeah, so my longest books at the moment are ones that I don't own. So it's things like Kingdom of Ash, which is Throne of Glass, which I don't own. 2 More Days, which is, oh, I actually own that one, I think, on my Kindle. Yeah, 2 More Days. It's a collection of short stories. It's the second anthology, so they did One More Day first, but I can't seem to find that one anywhere, but found this one. So it's the second anthology installment. So 2 More Days is an exciting and unique reading experience with contributions from several of our authors. So they were each given the same first sentence, where they took that sentence and was completely up to them. So it is, every story is different, no story is related. So there's stories in this book, they're all short stories, they all start with the same sentence. And the reason I wanted to read this was because it is on Colleen Hoover's backlist, which Colleen Hoover was part of the reason I started to get back into reading, and so I really wanted to read her backlist. And also I feel like this will be quite a nice way to add in some extra authors to read from. And I think it sounds long, it's 941 pages. However, if it's a mixture of short stories, then that could be quite nice to read like just before bed, to get a whole story out, or read it alongside some of the other books that I've got on my TBR. So I don't think that one's that bad. So that's called 2 More Days. I'll leave a picture here. I'm sorry if the lighting in this is going in and out. I wanted to film during the day and get the daylight in it, but actually it's winter in the north of England and there is no day sunshine. So we have no natural light during the day, so this lighting might be a bit off and I'm very sorry. Revive me, please. Okay, so that's 8 books. We've got 2 more prompts to go. Okay, the next prompt is pink cover. So let's have a look. So we've got, I'm going to try and get the last couple of books, yeah, off my physical TBR. So we've got Love on the... Okay, so our options for this are, you've got Malibu Rising, which has some pink on the cover. You have The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart, which is predominantly pink. You have Happy Place, which again has some pink on the cover. And you have Love on the Brain, which is mostly pink. See, the issue we've got is I want to read either Happy Place or Love on the Brain. However, Happy Place I feel like cheating slightly because it's got a lot of blue on it. And Love on the Brain, I'm like, oh, I don't really want 2 Ali Hazelwood books in 1 month on my TBR. Malibu Rising, I want to get to. However, I have read online that the recommended reading order is to read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I've read, and then Daisy Jones and the Six, which I haven't read. So I think that one's a no for now, because I want to try and read it in the recommended reading order. So, no to Malibu Rising. This book is historical, so it's set in 1982. She's about to celebrate her 19th birthday and ring in the new year. At the stroke of midnight, she finds herself in a 51-year-old body 32 years in the future. So she learns that on every birthday she will leap into a different age at random. Still a young woman on the inside, but ever changing on the outside. Who will she be next year? Okay, That sounds actually really interesting. I think I'm going to go for this one. It's not one that I would normally pick. However, that sounds quite interesting. I would say out of these 3 covers, it's the most pink, and also it means I'm not reading Ali Hazelwood again, and I don't feel like I'm cheating with Happy Place. Yeah. So, The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart by Margarita Montemil. Again, another one which I've had on my TBR for a while, never heard anything about it. I think I picked it up in like a charity shop or something. So that should be good. Right, let's put these back. I know roughly where these ones go. And the last prompt. Now, I really want to get Icebreaker on there because that just gives me winter vibes. However, if I get it in January, it's not Christmas based, so it's fine. And also, you'll notice I don't have any Christmas books in there. I don't own any, nor do I get the compelling feeling to read Christmas books. I am Christmas through and through. I've had my tree up since the start of November. I watch Christmas films on repeat. However, Christmas in stories just don't really, they're just not for me, unfortunately. Saying that, I probably will read 1 or 2, maybe on my Kindle if I have time. Oh, so this one is author that's first alphabetically. This is why my TBR card being alphabetical order pays off. The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. This is alphabetical by last name. I know this one is first. I've been so looking forward to this one. I hate these little stickers. If you don't know what this one's about, I'm not sure how you don't know. I don't, so let's read this together. So, Bree Camden is helplessly and secretly in love with her longtime best friend, an NFL legend. Oh, sports romance, yes. I've got a cowboy romance in there this month, a sports romance, I love this, a STEM romance. Oh, I'm so excited. So, NFL legend Nathan Donaldson, and that's the least of her problems. She has a car accident. That ended her chance of becoming a ballerina. So she now runs her own dance studio if she can afford the rent to keep it open. So when he comes to the rescue and buys the entire building, but Bree is not happy about it. So she rebels with a couple, maybe more than a couple, tequila shots and spills her deepest, darkest secrets to a TMZ reporter. Oh dear. One viral video. That sounded so sarcastic. I'm so sorry. I am naturally a sarcastic person, but I'm also a teacher, so lots of my reactions might come out over enthusiastic. I'm used to that on a daily basis. So one viral video later, the world thinks Nathan and Bree are the perfect couple, and Nathan's publicist has an idea that could mean financial security for Bree. So they have to, yes, fake dating, sports romance, pretend to be in love for 3 whole weeks. And she's gonna act on her feelings. Oh my goodness. That sounds incredible. So, these are my TBR books. So, let's have a look. I'll go through the Kindle ones in a minute. So, for author that's first alphabetically, we have The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Pink cover, we have The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart. For, what was this one for? Female author, we've got Postscript by Cecilia Ahern. For, again, really struggling with remembering today. Oh, a book with love in the title, we have The Love Hypothesis. The oldest publication is The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weinsberg. Male author, we've got Sectioned, The Life Interrupted by John O'Donoghue. Then our Kindle prompts, we have less than 300 pages, we have Killjoy, which is the prequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Longest book, we have, what book do we have, the longest book? Oh my goodness. Oh, 2 More Days, which is the anthology by multiple authors. Then we've got Kindle TBR book, and I picked, I think it's Serenade of Kings, something like that, by, I didn't even tell you who it was by. That's really bad of me. Let me have a look, because I want to make sure I get the name correct. Serenade of Kings by Christine E. Shoes? Not sure. Lovely lady. Absolutely. So that's my Kindle TBR, and last but not least, and in an even number of pages, we've got Powerless. Yeah, Powerless by Elsie Silver. I think that is a wonderful TBR. I think we have some good books here, some relatively quick reads and some great books for my Kindle as well, which will be really helpful, especially when going home, because I was very much thinking I'm going to have to take my December TBR home with me, obviously, and if I can try and smash out a few of those physical ones first, then I can take home the bare minimum for Christmas, and I already know that I'm getting books for Christmas, so am I actually going to complete this TBR this month? I said this last month, I'm really bad. If I have a TBR, then I have to finish it, and so I feel like this month's going to be a struggle. However, I will try my best, and I actually have 3 weeks off over Christmas, so that would be exciting. Not many plans as of yet. However, back home with friends and family could be interesting, but let's get my reading done. I hope you all have a wonderful December, because it's Christmas month and it's exciting, and I have lots of plans and go to all the Christmas market and Christmas lights. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful December. I can't wait to check back in with you in January with my new TBR, and also to see how well I do on this one. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment your favourite Christmas emoji down below, and subscribe to the video for more. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I have a wheel spinning video coming up and a series TBR coming up. Any recommendations for books that you think I should be reading, or any books that you find your favourite, just leave down in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and have a lovely December. It's Christmas!